So thus far we've been talking about creating notes, how the notes are stored on disk, the editing of the metadata associated with notes, searching and retrieving for notes by searching particular metadata fields, and we've also talked about adding data to particular notes. Now, another facility that we have, as well as adding data, so in other words, as well as creating an associated unique note data directory for each note that we can store files in, we can also link files. So basically this is just like a file list. It's like a listing of files or directories that are kind of associated with or related to the note but aren't physically stored in the note attachment directory. Again, let's show this with an example. So if we recall, if we do Wibble help search, it helps us to remind ourselves of whatever the commands are, and we can see here we have the add data, which we've just used, and by the way, we could have equally well just typed hyphen and then the @ symbol if we didn't want to type in add data, but we have this add link here. So let's go ahead and do that now. So if I do, being lazy here, bring this same note that we've been kind of demonstrating things on. If I do add link, this time it asks us again specify file or directory to link. So let's say, I don't know, mount this host. Where shall we link to this time? Again, we've already added this minimal config as an actual data directory, but let's also add it as a file linkage just to demonstrate this. Linked file added to the note metadata file. Okay, great. So we've done that, but you might be wondering, okay, so how do we actually view these kind of linked files? So internally what it's done is it's just kind of stored a secret little hidden file in the note data directory with the file list there. But basically if we now do the list linked command on this particular note, we'll see that it brings up a list. Now, of course, we only have the one linkage here, but you know, you enter the number to open that file or directory, and it will basically open it whatever your configured kind of default action, you know, whatever your default xdg open or however else you've associated the file in whatever combination of window manager or desktop environment you're using. And so if I enter 0, you know, it because it's directory, opens that in the file manager. So you can imagine you can populate this linked kind of list with as many files and directories as you like, and it provides a kind of convenient, quick way of opening and accessing kind of any files or directories that are associated with any kind of particular concept or project or whatever it is you're working on. So you know, we'll add one more. Let's add this prompt.txt file. Okay, so we've now added that. So again, if I bring up the listing, we've got 2 this time, as you would expect. So you know, if we bring up number 1, there we go. So it's this wonderfully exciting PS1 prompt for the bash shell here, just a nice simple coloured arrow. So you know, you can basically create as many file linkages as you like. So let's show what that actually looks like on disk, because it might be of value and interest to do so. So we know we've added these linked files to this note with ID 3FC4. So if we basically enter into that that directory, which we know is under note data, and then we know it was 3F, inside here, there's the kind of files that we've already added. Now if I show all of the hidden files as well, you can see we have this .linked_files.wib file, and if I cat that, show you what's in there, you can see there's basically just very simple, one line per entry, and it's just a list of files or directories there, and then you can immediately open them with whatever your default file action is for XDG open or whatever tool you're using. So it's just a facility there where you could easily use the find command to populate it, or you could some other shell command to add a list of directories or files to it, or just even open it with a text editor and copy and paste in a load. So basically if you want to add in a bulk load and don't want to have to use the tool to add each entry one at a time, you can just directly edit the .linked_files.wib file, or you could, if you really wanted, you could even manually create one from scratch and just make sure that it exists in that correct location. So under node data, and then that correct tree. So yeah, it's just a facility to be aware of.